Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment of Chaos Child. We just had some day, didn't we? Shinjo starting to look into a case. Our friends, the playable ones, found the girl from the video and from real life, and she said that Miyashiro's going to be killed. I guess that'll be the big climax. We'll have to see if we can get out of that one. Meanwhile, on Friday, time passed. It was now almost midnight. Under a bridge in Shibuya, she walked with her head down so that others couldn't see her strange face. She was dragging her legs so her body tilted a little. Oh, was this the leaky noise player? She didn't have an umbrella, so the rain that had fallen that evening made her long bangs cling to her forehead. Water dripped off of them. The eerie eyes that poked out from between her locks of hair looked like those of an animal hunting its prey. No one was moving, but she? Normally there would be people here at this hour, but the town left her alone as if it had sensed something. She disappeared into an alley without anyone else noticing her. So maybe this is not the leaky noise. It was several minutes later when they appeared there. They, the killers? What? A girl less than 10 years old, and an old woman well over 70. The old woman might have been blind because she carried a stick and had her hand on the girl's shoulder, and the little girl was carrying something far too big for her tiny frame. Neither of them were carrying umbrellas. Well, and both were soaking wet. They walked at a slow pace. Perhaps they knew the path well, or perhaps they simply didn't care because they paid no attention to anything around them. And then for the first time, the little girl saw something and stopped. The old woman stopped as well, and the only sound in the alley was the sound of the rain. The girl stood there for a full minute. Eventually, she turned her head and led the older woman away. All that was left was the rain. Whoa! And the things on the wall. Ugh.
が発見された事件で、その現場を映したと思われる映像がインターネット上に出回っており、
問題の映像は先日渋谷のラブホテルで自殺していた男性の遺体を映しており、
It was past midnight. All the news programs were talking about the video that had been uploaded to the internet that afternoon. Since there was a dead body in the video, none of the programs were actually playing it. I was wondering about that, but the newscasters had all described it, which is still kinda weird, other than just saying it was a body. It was as if they were telling people to watch the rest on the web. Yeah, I mean, you know they're gonna do it if they want to anyway, right?
となると、この報道が初耳の人間がネットに流れてくるか。
Twitter was the best way to see what people were saying at any given moment. I opened it and took a look. Where can you see the thing they're talking about on TV? This is getting exciting. Link. This. I saw it, but I should have known better than to watch it this late at night. Someone told me a funny joke or something, yeah. The message I would expect is something like, well, I wasn't planning on sleeping tonight anyway. Whenever I searched for a keyword related to the case, I found tons of tweets about the video and the news broadcast. The address of any page or aggregator site hosting the video was getting retweeted at an incredible rate. Of course, this was nothing new. Yeah, here we go, all the other killings. @Chan had already been in festival mode since the video had first been posted that evening. A state of furious excitement on an internet message board or site where people are commenting en masse about a particular subject, inspired by the raucous jubilation seen on the streets during actual Japanese festivals. Huh. The video on the aggregator wiki had been quickly deleted, but someone had saved it and uploaded it to a bunch of other sites, and you are not stopping it at this point. Those sites had deleted it too, so others had repeated the process. After the news, the threads on @Chan had gotten bigger.
回転デッドか。これが通称になりそうだな。
I didn't know who'd first come up with that name, but more and more people on @Chan were using it. It was probably a play on the revolving bed. Oh, clever. The body had been found on. I wonder what the Japanese version is, because that's an English pun. Since the body had been spinning too, the case was literally about the revolving dead. 8chan, Twitter, and all the aggregator sites and pages dealing with the case were in an uproar. I looked around and didn't see any new information. I'd seen it in person myself. I could easily tell when someone was lying or guessing.
0時過ぎ。こっちはどうだ。
There were no big updates on Shibuya News either. The top of the page was about the uploaded video, but it was basically just a rehash of existing information. I'd thought that with all this fuss she'd be putting on our web radio broadcast, but maybe she was busy. There was nothing about the sumo stickers or Aramura. Which made sense, I guess. Even Kei wasn't psychic. Only we and the police knew about Aramura, and only we knew about the stickers. The sumo stickers.
くそ。本当であれば今日中にオトモレタンの現場に力士シールがあるかどうか確認したいと思っていたのに。
あなた、殺されますよ。宮代拓先輩。
It drives me crazy that she kept insisting that we say things out loud. I couldn't get the words she'd whispered out of my head. In the end, it had started raining, and I had gone with Ito's plan of trying to get more information about the video and learn more about Arimura. I hadn't made much progress with either. Of course, it had surprised me that Kurosu hadn't said anything.
殺されますよってなんだよ。
The question came back to me again for the 100th time, and I still had no answer. What was she warning me about? Why had she told me I was going to be killed? Had I pissed her off somehow? No. It felt more like she was talking about someone else killing me. Then maybe it didn't matter if she hated me or not. And the timing didn't make sense either. We weren't talking about anything weird, we were just talking about the case. Was she telling me that if I kept looking into this, I would be killed? But that didn't make sense either. The police had ruled the death at the Love Hotel a suicide. It was a strange way to kill yourself, sure, and after seeing it, I couldn't believe it was just a simple suicide. But did that mean Kakita had been murdered after all? Murdered by whoever had tried to come into the room? But the police had told me I'd been mistaken, and Ito had told me I couldn't prove it logically. It was no good. It didn't make any sense. I was going to be killed? Had I crossed some line?
殺されるぞ、宮代拓。
There's a pun in there. I mean, like, no there isn't, but I just thought of a pun, because that Kurosu, you're going to get killed, but he also crossed a line. Haha! Hey! Jojo had a pun about killing as well, in part 5, because Colosseum sounds vaguely like Kurosu, like Colosseum in Italian versus Japanese. I tried saying it aloud and shivered a little. Was I scared, or... was I excited? I could feel myself start to laugh. That was fine. That was just fine with me. If I'd crossed some line, I'd find out what it was. That was the difference between me and those morons on the internet. I could do it. I had lots of clues. The first was Hinae Aramura herself. And then... the sumo stickers. I mean, I guess you get used to them after a point, but they're creepy. I'd only seen them at 2 of the crime scenes so far, but if I could find one at Leaky Noise too, I'd have a clue that no one else in the world had. I should go take a look tomorrow. And then... God, that's creepy. There was the video that had gotten uploaded to the internet. Who had upped it, and why?
Huh?
Ugh. Also, I just noticed, did he have a not Internet Explorer that said Internet Eclipse? I played the video one more time, then realized something. Oh boy, here we go.
そういえば、なんでだ。こっちもか。
It was a common thing you found in videos, so I'd never really noticed until now, but... and I hadn't seen any comments on the internet saying anything about it either, but...
なんでこんな処理してるんだ。
Somebody put an effect on it? Really? There was something weird at the start and end of the video. Fade to and from black? Or I should say fade from and then to. It was on screen for less than a second, but at the start the image appeared from bottom to top. Oh? And then at the end. It went black from top to bottom. That wasn't just blinking. These weren't particularly unusual effects. The one at the start was often used in TV shows and movies when a character woke up. Of course, this was when the camera was showing his point of view. The one at the end was often used when a character was falling asleep or just before they passed out. Are you kidding me? Like, I noticed that instantly. Like, I thought it was I thought it was this. I thought, like, our character blinked when the video ended or something. It's just that it kept doing it every time we played the video. I just didn't think it was part of the actual video. I thought it was an effect from the game. No one talked about the blinky effect? You'd think that'd be the one thing everybody talks about because they added an effect to a crime scene video. You don't do that. It's like putting special effects in documentaries. It's like, what are you doing? Sometimes you could play both at high speed to make it look like someone was blinking. It was called a wipe. It was a method of transitioning video from one image to another.
Huh?
The video was clearly taken from next to the Love Hotel and almost perfectly at eye level. Does that imply that the sumo stickers are literally blinking, like they open their eyes to record and close? I know I keep saying this. It sounds stupid to accuse the stickers of recording, but I don't have another explanation right now. Eye level. The height the camera's placed at. So literally the level your eyes would be. Oh, okay, I said internet eclipse. No, it's internet escape rather than explorer. That's cute. It's even the E and everything. From the distance and angle, that much was clear. I spent so much time looking through a camera that I knew how to judge the distance between it and the things it saw. I was sure that if I asked the rest of the newspaper club, they'd agree. But the side of the building where this video was taken was a sheer wall. Oh, so there is no window. Is it the sticker? That feels weird. I could see that for myself in the video I'd taken. The only things I could see outside the window were a wall and the sticker. The uploaded video looked like it had been taken from someone's eyes. That's freaking creepy. And I think they did mention at one point, for discretion, the building across was a wall. Suddenly a dumb idea occurred to me. I wonder if it's my idea, because I sure keep saying it's dumb. I looked at the picture of the sticker on the wall that I printed out. The eyes are closed. Do you think if it records the eyes open magically? Nah. I shook my head to drive away the stupid delusion. I needed to stay calm and logical. Tomorrow I could go see where the camera had probably been placed. Wait, is that sticker, like, in our trailer? Oh my god, could we not? That's not the effect I expected. That's very creepy. Man, I could go without that. I apologize for being late. Test images, spreading through Shibuya, continue to monitor. Yup, target, no issues. No sign they know my identity. I'm close enough to kill Takeru Mishiro at any time. Oh no! Yeah, thanks, I saw. Ed Lucas. Oh, are we on like chapter 2? Rikishi sticker? That's very creepy. Sumo sticker, yeah, thanks. If you asked me, all the people in my class were ignorant children. When I was in 4th grade, only about 1 in 6 kids had a smartphone. Wow, what a coincidence. When I was in 4th grade, no one did, because they didn't exist. A bunch of them would use their phones during breaks to pull up secret web pages made by the kids at school or dumb joke sites. They'd pass them around the class to become the center of attention, and each would be the leader of their own little group. One day, one of these leaders was upset because he couldn't visit a site he'd been able to access the day before. Some of the kids in his group suggested it was broken or maybe the address had changed. I told him, it's internet filtering. Your parents contacted the cell phone company to limit your online access. Yeah, I mean, when I was in... I don't even remember if middle school counted, but it might have. But high school, the IT people would censor certain sites so you wouldn't be too distracted. Like you couldn't look up, like, websites to play flash games or whatever. Filtering. What's filtering mean? Setting standards for evaluating and selecting web pages and using that to restrict access to information. Here used to refer to the act of restricting access to pages deemed harmful to minors, which is usually done by parents, guardians, or cellular phone companies. The leader looked stunned for a moment, but then he yelled at me not to make stuff up. The rest of the group joined in. I knew I was right, I wasn't making anything up. I didn't understand why they were all yelling. Later I realized that I was the class misfit, and he was the boss of his little group, and he didn't like that I'd shown him up. I only went to school once in a while, but when I did, something like that always happened. I was sick of it. I wanted to show the rest of the class I was better than they were. I wanted to shock all those wrong-siders. So we still are, Miyashiro? When I snuck inside, I found a place filled with true darkness, unlike any I'd ever experienced. I could hear her gasp behind me. Oh, is this when we're sneaking into the hospital? Sarika didn't answer. She just clung to me as if seeking escape from the darkness around us. Sarika quickly shook her head. Now remember, in present day, we acknowledged that we were very scared during this time. So let's see what happens. Amy? I thought for a second and nodded. For her, that was probably the real reason. Sarika nodded back, but even in the darkness, I could see that her lips were quivering. She was scared. What I wanted in this situation wasn't a brave comrade who would go boldly forward with me, but a friend who would shiver pathetically behind my back. No matter what happened, I had to protect Sarika. Having her there made me feel better like that. I brought my focus back to what was going on around me and started to softly walk forward. What? Whoa. That's terrifying. I woke up from the usual dream. Ugh. For once I hadn't been sweating in my sleep. In fact, I felt better than usual. Well, the sticker's not here. I booted up the PC, checked my email, and then loaded all the major newspaper and news sites up at once. It was how I usually started my morning. I felt extremely alert. I could probably finish my usual routine in less than an hour. I won't give up halfway like I did before. This time the mystery I needed to solve was right in front of me. Are we not gonna... Maybe we are.
このシールを見たことはありますか？該当。使われなくなった電話ボックスの影。ポストの裏。道路地図の柱。街のいろいろな場所に貼られています。太った男の顔が2つ合わさっているような、この不気味なシールの名前は、力士シール。このシールが世の中で騒がれ出したのは2007年頃でした。一時期はテレビ番組で取り上げられるなどして話題になったシールです。2009年の渋谷地震以後、めっきり姿を見かけなくなっていましたが、最近、渋谷の街でまたこのシールを見かけるようになりました。先日は、こんなものも。一見、無作為に貼られているシールですが、実は、ある共通点があるのです。これと、これと、これ。これら3つのシールは、近頃渋谷を賑わせている事件の現場近くで撮影したものです。これは、 通称、こっちみんな、の事件現場の、向かいのカラオケボックスに貼られていたもの。これは、通称、音漏れタン、の事件現場の、近くの街灯に貼られていたもの。これは、通称、回転デッド、の事件現場の、向かいのラブホテルに貼られていたものです。そう、いずれも、一連の連続猟奇事件の現場に貼られていたのです。単なる偶然と思われた方もいらっしゃると思いますが、こっちみんな、と、回転デッド。この2つの事件は、それぞれマンションの5階と、ラブホテルの3階で起きています。
Yeah, I was wondering that about the sticker for the Love Hotel one. You have to just climb a wall, because there's no window, apparently.
そして、これらの2つのシールは、まるで事件現場を覗くように、それぞれ隣の建物の5階と3階に貼ってありました。音漏れタンのシールも同様です。現場を見渡せる街灯に貼ってありました。果たして、これは偶然でしょうか？このシールの作者は誰なのか？一体何の目的で貼られているのか？そして、一連の事件と何か関係しているのか？引き続き、調査を進めていきたいと思います。最後に、こっちみんな、9月7日。音漏れタン、9月19日。回転デッド、9月29日。これら3つの事件の日付が、6年前に渋谷で起こった、ニュージェネレーションの狂気、という連続猟奇事件の日付と一致していることに、皆さんお気づきでしょうか？もしも力士シールが、今現在渋谷で起こっている事件と関係しているのなら、同じように6年前の事件とも関係しているのかもしれません。
再生数5。これってまだ俺たちしか見てないってことだよな。
Man, that was eerie, though.
まあまだアップしてから24時間も経ってないけどさ。おい、同じ渋谷タグで素人が適当に特集した連続不審火の動画は100超えてるぞ。つっか、オカルト板の噂まとめ動画なんて3000超えてんじゃん。渋谷で生活していると渋谷地震で死んだ者の霊が取り付き、不思議な力が手に入る。こんなので 3000？ おい、聞いてんのか？
Ugh, I don't feel well. I tried my hardest to avoid looking at it directly, but screwed up.
そんな気持ち悪いか？このシール。
気持ち悪いだろ。
そりゃ気持ちのいいデザインじゃないけどな。
お前は日頃からグロ画像とか見慣れてるからだろ。
Yikes. Yeah, Guro is like... Isn't that just drawings, or... I don't know if photos count, but isn't that just art of just, like, very heavily... or very heavy violence on the subjects? Usually involving probably a lot of blood. You maniac.
いや、それとは関係ないだろ。
I raised my head off the desk. Ito's Pokecon was displaying the news video we'd made and uploaded to Nikoniya last night, the one about the sumo stickers. The thumbnail was a close-up of that sticker. You're not going to define Guro, but thumbnail, that needs to be explained. A smaller, compressed version of an image on a computer used to allow a viewer to see the name before they click on it. The name comes from the fact that image is sometimes the size of the nail on a person's thumb. Oh, did we see this then? Are we going to do the video again? Yeah. So are we not going to talk about that? I mean, I guess we're actively avoiding it now, but what the hell was this? And why was it a baby? Damn it, calm down. It was just a hallucination, you imagined it. You looked again and it wasn't there.
ただいまってどうしたのタク。
いや
I almost jumped out of my chair when the door opened. I turned around and saw Sarika frowning. Oh, really?
なんでもない。なんだそれ。
Time to get dumb.
ご飯だよ。買ってこいって言ったのタクじゃん。
She was right. I spent all of lunchtime going around the school taking video of the preparations for the fair, so I could have this time to use as I pleased. I missed lunch. What a pain.
はい、しんちゃんはハムサンドとコーヒー牛乳。
Milk? Coffee? I guess coffee with milk?
Oh, thank you.
I just wouldn't think to say milk coffee.
タクはカロリーブロックとマウンテンビュー。よく飽きないね。
Stop hassling me about it.
栄養バランスを考えたらこれが一番効率がいいんだ。
Uh-oh.
焼きそばと酒おにぎりとクリームパンとチョココロネとアンパンとグレープフルーツが私。
相変わらず燃費悪いな。女子だろ。
女子だよ。
Don't make that why are you asking face at me. Sarika grabbed the cream bread off the massive pile of food in front of her.
あー、お腹すいた。いただきます。
She chomped down on the bread. She focused only on devouring her meal and ignored what everyone around her might be thinking. Was she really a girl? I always worried a little watching her. She should think a little more about how she looked to others. She chomped down so hard that the cream inside the bread flew out and stuck to the edge of her lip.
口にクリームついちゃった。
Ito's demeanor suddenly changed.
ベトベト。
Wow, I'm gonna press X as fast as I can through this one. Instead of wiping it away, she kept eating her bread. With every bite she took, her lips got dirtier and dirtier.
でも美味しい。
Strangely, I found myself unable to look away. Why was I staring at her mouth like this? Come to think of it, I never really stared at someone's mouth when they were eating, especially a girl's. Her plump lips and the way her pink tongue darted around her mouth as she licked away the white cream seemed strangely arousing.
ねえ、タクもしんちゃんも私のことじーっと見てるけど、どうかした？
あ、いや、
別に。
Both Ito and I looked away. Ito without the U. Why did I feel a little excited?
そんなことよりお前、その口さっさと吹けよ。
お？じゃあ、タク、舐めて。
Really?
は？
Even for the fantasy, this is absurd. Sarika grinned a little, then walked right in front of me and brought her head close.
私の口にぺったりついたこの白いクリーム、タクの舌で舐めてきれいにしてほしいな。
Jesus.
甘くて美味しいよ。だから、ね、お願い。
This is what we're thinking about when we were told we could die, and we had a horrible hallucination last night. Just want to throw that one out there.
やめろよ。
キスするわけじゃないんだし、これぐらいいいじゃん。
No, I think it's like far more intimate, honestly. The zoom. Her soft lips are right in front of me. They smelled like cream. She said it wasn't a kiss, but wouldn't licking it away be naughtier than a kiss? Yeah, thank you.
じゃあ俺が代わりに。
Wow, I did not expect this.
おい
Wow, we get blindsided within our own fantasy.
お前がいいって言ってるんだから止めるなよ
You bastard. When I imagined him licking Sarika's lips, I felt really annoyed. I even felt like I was going to throw up.
やめろ
I offered her a tissue.
早く吹けって。
タク。
なんだよノリ悪いな
Shut up. What was going on here? This was like one of those sex circles you sometimes read about in Cool Cat Press. That freaking magazine, dude, come on. This wasn't the Hekiho Academy Newspaper Club.
タク、ごめん。そんなに嫌だった？
Maybe not, but it's bothered me.
それなら。
I kind of want to end the installment here so I don't keep going. But I'm going to have to record the next installment anyway, so I guess the only way out is through. Sarika scraped the cream off her lips with her finger. Okay.
私が舐めさせてあげる。
What? Ito just silently smiles in the background. She jammed her finger into my mouth. Oh, I thought she was gonna say, lick it off my finger, but, nope. It was so sudden that it scared me a little, but I licked the cream off her finger without thinking. The taste of sweet cream spread throughout my mouth.
おいしい？
Yeah, I can't talk. There's a freaking finger in my mouth. She pulled her finger out of my mouth. There we go. And then she stared at it. Then she glanced at me and grinned.
タクのよだれでべちゃべちゃ。
Could we please... Thank you! Where did I get that from? Good question! That's a very good question. Maybe we should change the subject of our investigation, you freaking weirdo. Sarika wasn't that sexy to begin with. Well, that was more perverted than sexy. Were men just really vulnerable to girls like that? What do you mean? Like, she literally didn't do anything. This was all in our head. Was I? But as for Sarika... As I watched her happily chow down on her cream bread, which really does exist, I decided the chances of her ever turning into a brain-dead pervert like the one I just imagined were near zero. Even though I've already had a "could she really be that hot" fantasy in the very beginning of the game. Sarika was still a little girl. She'd probably never even fallen in love. I felt a little superior.
なあ、小野江。副部長は来ないのか
Sarika tilted her head a little in confusion. Her hand stopped just before she grabbed her salmon rice ball. Wait, who the hell eats a salmon rice ball after they eat cream bread?
今日も来ないと思う。文化祭の準備が忙しそうだし。それに、なんかのんちゃん、この間から変なんだよね。元気ないんだ。
I wonder what's wrong, she whispered. By lately, she probably meant since after Nono met Arimura. It was true that after that she'd given up on telling me not to follow the case. Either way, thanks to that, I've been able to focus on the case without being interrupted. Since she met Arimura, huh?
よし、食べながらでいい。始めよう、和樹。
Oh, we're doing another, like, deep dive? I know they just show the board, but we're gonna go into it right now, I guess.
円数、一旦落ちてもらっていいか？情報を整理するから。
Spawn. She may have been waiting for something to spawn, or maybe she was just at a good stopping point because she quit the game with much less cajoling than I'd expected. Yeah, that's an online thing, like, you don't just quit. Maybe she was coincidentally at rest. In-game lingo, spawn is used to refer to the appearance of an enemy on the game field, and waiting for spawn means to wait for that to happen. Kazuki often spends several hours a day waiting for a rare monster to pop, and on weekends she's willing to wait over 10 hours at a time. Jeez. She started to print out data from the PC. Now then. There was a lot of new information, but I had spent so much time making the video that the board was the same way it had been. It was time to go over it. And we'll get right into this investigation, but for now it is time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? It looks like there actually is someone conspiring to kill us. And then there was that sticker hallucination, which may or may not have been a real thing. This game is getting very creepy, so it's time to do some more investigation. Until next time, everyone.